Virgo, this is going to be your deep dive cosmic forecast looking at June 2021 and beyond. We will use tarot, oracle and astrology in this reading to paint a full picture and get as many messages as we can for you today, Virgo. So let's start this reading by pulling some cards for the past energies, then we'll look at present and future. I will pull more cards to clarify and I will show you the spread all laid out. So let's get right into it. First of all, let's just get some cards out and see what we're working with for past, for Virgo. So this might sound like something that's coming up for you around end of May, late May into June, or even just beyond that. Ace of Cups in reverse. Oh, so there was a connection that kind of fell apart in some sense. Eight of Cups. Maybe it was your decision to move away from that, Virgo. The Lovers. I am seeing this as some sort of a connection with another. Now, it doesn't have to be lover like a romantic relationship. It can be just a significant one-to-one relationship. Judgment at the bottom of the deck. There may have been some sort of a wake-up call around a very close Ace of Cups connection, but it reversed and the sort of contents of this cup is spilling out and you're not really accessing that connection as much anymore. So something has maybe slipped through the cracks and it's dissolving. I'm sensing dissolving. But the Lover's card is still a beautiful energy from the past. It may have been some sort of a soulmate or karmic lesson with another person that you faced. All part of the growth, Virgo. Let's have a look. But this row is making me think like better to have loved and have lost, kind of a old chestnut. Or maybe that's even Shakespeare, I don't know. Old chestnut might be a bit limiting for if it is Shakespeare. Let's see what the present energies are now around you, Virgo. So, this is for June, but take what resonates and leave the rest. Another wonderful ace coming through. This time the Ace of Pentacles is upright, representing opportunity for something that's really aligned for you this month. Earth sign, Queen of Pentacles energy coming through. Very empowered for you, and even more Earth sign energy. We have Eight of Pentacles, which is actually represented by the Sun in Virgo. So I'm sure a lot of you watching have Sun in Virgo, but this reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, whatever you like. Any cross watchers watching for Virgo today are welcome here too. So yeah, things take a big shift in the month of June as far as I can see. You're feeling much more empowered and you know the tests of May have seemed to be surmounted by you and overcome. And new opportunities in terms of work and focus, your home and living situation, and just better opportunities are coming up for you this month in June. Great, okay, so we'll go deep into these cards, of course, row by row, and pull more cards to clarify. But for now, let's just get a little bit of a taster of what's coming up for you end of June going into July. Future energies for Virgo. June looks like it's going to be a very satisfying month. Okay, so then we've got coming up with the Seven of Pentacles. So this earthy kind of tangible energy is continuing. Four of Cups and the Three of Cups. Okay, so you might actually be, if it was an old love interest or connection or friendship that seems to have, you just can't access it anymore and it's kind of fallen apart a little bit, or you've moved on from it on some level. A new opportunity for a connection is coming through by the end of the month. It seems like there's going to be some celebrating with friends, and there is going to be like, you're so focused, I can see in the month of June around like money matters and finances and your work and your career, that by the end of the month you're like, oh, I need a break from that and I need to, you know, I'm kind of over it, I'm kind of drained by it now. I feel like you maybe fully haven't seen all your hard work pay off by the end of the month and you just want to blow off some steam. Three of Cups, Four of Cups, Two of Cups, or I should say 2, 3, 4 Cups in order here. It's like somebody reaching out to you or getting together with a group of friends and then like blowing off some steam and maybe even overindulging this month, Virgo. But let's see, we'll get into this even deeper, but for now let's take it back. Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups. Ace of Cups is reversed. Ace of Cups is a connection with another or a possibility for love, or there could have been a chance there and we were getting on, but anyway, it didn't end up going the full distance in some sense. And Eight of Cups is when we ultimately know that there are more fulfilling connections for us beyond the relationship we were in or the friendship we were in, or just even if it was just on talking, maybe you had just gotten to the stage of like exchanging numbers or texting or something like that. You knew ultimately like this wasn't going to be the be all and end all, and you did decide to just kind of break away from it. If it wasn't a person, this Ace of Cups in reverse represents something or a project or an opportunity, something you had invested, like I feel, heart and soul into, that you ultimately realized like this isn't really what I thought it was going to be, and I'm going to move on from it. So 8 of Cups is moving on energy. We have 2 8s in the reading, 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles so far. This is the transformative number in tarot. So when we make the changes, change occurs in the 8s, and after that change is implemented by us, things are never the same again. So this speaks to me a little bit about the astrology of now. We are smack bang in the middle of eclipse season, Virgo. Eclipses in astrology are hyperpotent lunations that actually fuel destiny in a bigger way. So they happen on a new moon and a full moon, and they happen like in back-to-back sequences. So we had our lunar eclipse full moon on May 26th. Followed by an upcoming solar eclipse new moon on June 10th. I will talk to you a little bit more about that because they are happening in mutable signs, Gemini and Sagittarius. So the mutable signs and placements are going to be more affected by this, like you, Virgo. We also have a Gemini Mercury retrograde. Mercury is your ruling planet as well as Gemini. So I'm sure the Virgos are feeling some of those typical snafus. But before going on to the astrology, let's clear this up. The Lovers card, whatever felt like it had slipped through the cracks and dissolved, I feel like dissolved into water kind of a thing. It melted away, I'm sensing. The Lovers is like, well, you needed to learn that. It's actually our only major arcana card so far, and it's in the past position. Your soul needed to see this for what it was. Your soul needed to evolve and grow through this very significant connection, or if it was a connection just to a thing, a passion project or an endeavor of yours, or something that like a hobby or something you just thought was meant for you. Okay, so maybe it just shifted and took another form, or for some of you, you were giving something a second chance go around. Ace of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles, brilliant, and 8 of Pentacles. Amazing month for you in terms of success and getting recognized, and actually I feel like there's going to be a lot of home improvements this month. A lot of tending to your space, a lot of putting time and effort into creating this beautiful, beautiful sacred space of yours. Maybe you're putting in some of these pentacles and spending some money on redoing your home or living situation. Maybe you are purchasing some nice new clothes. But all in all, there's like a real kind of domesticated energy here, as well as focused, as well as caring, as well as like nurturing. So you're really like empowered this month. Earth sign energy coming through right in the middle of the reading. Queen of Pentacles is really talking to me about feeling very empowered in your position this month, whatever that might be. We will clear it up, but it looks like you're putting a lot of focus and effort and energy into one specific thing. And you had been doing that. Somehow an opportunity was created, and you may have to split your focus between this new opportunity and what you were already applying your focus to, or this new opportunity sounds just so aligned that you know, really have just put all your attention there. So then up and coming, we have 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. There is a shift here, and the workload, you seem to say like, okay, I can rest on this for a while. I don't need to put my all into it. You could have some vacation plans coming up that are kind of taking more of your focus at the moment. I see that there's a need for you you're getting a little bit burnt out by the end of the month, and you're just sort of over it. Some of you are feeling like a little bit over the dating scene at this point. 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck and 4 of Cups. It's like you've been like guilted into thinking in some sort of a sense that like you didn't make the right decision, or people might be coming up against you and being like, why did you do that? Why did you end that? Or there's some sort of a guilt and you're not seeing things. You kind of got a bit of a brain fog around some sort of an ending coming up by the end of the month, and maybe other opinions aren't really wanted. Overall, I see you celebrating and having fun and getting out with friends and things like that. Okay, cool. So let's see. I feel like there's some sort of an energy of like, oh, Virgo, like you put all your focus into something else, like why did you do that? Like people are being a little bit judgmental around you or something, or like they just don't agree with what it is that you've been doing, and all in all you're like, I've always only been trying to do the right thing, okay? But you're sort of disappointed about an emotional connection, a friendship, a family situation, or a love interest. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing in terms of this so far. Let's look at these cards together, and I'm going to pull some oracle too, but first let me just briefly tell you about the astrology, okay? So Virgo, I'm going to pull this a little bit closer so you can see. Right, so astrology wise, Virgo, I like to read this from the rising sign position for more accuracy. So if you know your rising sign, Virgo, so for instance, if you are a Virgo with a Pisces rising, go check out this video for Pisces too. But let's see, I'm sure some Virgos will get some information from this too. Main things astrologically for the month of June. Okay, so Saturn has gone retrograde in Virgo rising 6th house of health, of daily routine and work. So over the next 5 months, while Saturn is retrograde in that area of your chart, you will, Virgo rising, be redefining all matters concerning to your health, your daily routine and work topics. So you'll be seeing like how you can redefine and restructure to produce greater like efficiency. And so then once Saturn stations direct again in October, you will have redefined what's working and what is not working, and you'll have implemented better practices so that you're more productive, that you're feeling healthier, that you have a better routine, and that work and life balance and health matters are just much more efficient and productive for you. Okay, so I think it'll be about establishing a better routine over the next 5 months for Virgo rising. Virgo rising, these eclipses have been falling from May 26th to June 10th. So we're in this eclipse season throes right now. As I said earlier, eclipses massively, so all Virgos will be feeling this. Eclipses massively propel us towards our destined path. So if we're already quite in alignment with our destined path, which is what I'm seeing with the Ace of Pentacles, this month, then these changes may be more subtle. But if it isn't meant for us, we will feel these changes to be more severe because we're out of alignment, basically. This Ace of Cups in the past with this connection seemed to be out of alignment for you. But I don't think that the eclipse shifted it, although it might have brought around change in it. It seems that you knew instinctively that there was this person was not emotionally available to you at this time. So then we've got these eclipses happening between Virgo rising's 10th and 4th house, and this is going to be pretty big. We're going to have this sort of tug-of-war between home and living situation and between career. So the career situation, Virgo, there might have been some sort of chaos or messiness around your career around the end of May, followed by some sort of a newer beginning energy or a little bit more productivity around the solar eclipse on in the 4th house on June 10th. And the 4th house is family matters and living situation. I feel like some of you really are going to be renovating or doing up the home or tending to family matters. And you may have realized recently, Virgo, that career isn't really your be all and end all, that family matters actually seem to be more important to you at this stage of your life. As well as that, we have Jupiter in its home sign of Pisces, your sister sign, sitting opposite you in the chart, Virgo rising in your 7th house of other. So 1st house is self, 7th house is other. We have Jupiter in Pisces there, doing a wonderful job in terms of expanding and creating optimism around your significant one-to-one relationships, Virgo, like business partnerships, best friends, or of course, husband, wife, or significant romantic relationships. There might be more opportunity coming up and growth around that area of your life for June and July, which is great, Virgo rising. Okay, so let's get back to the cards and let's look at this. Is going to be an oracle now for Virgo. What do they need to know about the phase of the journey they're in? And this is a message from your highest, most compassionate self, from the Chinese goddess of compassion oracle, Kuan Yin. What does Virgo need to know about their journey right now? Okay. Oh, last one. Veil of Shadows, and this is number 43. So this number 43 or 7 may be important to you today. So let's have a look at 43. Oh geez, I'm sorry, Virgo. My clumsy self. I'm blaming it on the Mercury retrograde. Okay, number 43, and we're going to talk about this. It's saying, a lotus blossoms with a deep, rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. From this mud, made of water and earth, growth happens and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives through depth of emotion and aliveness of your body, in which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. Well, I love the lotus symbol in symbology, because, you know, there is no kind of beautiful flower emerging without deep, dark, muddier times. And so it's kind of like that, appreciating the beauty. Can really, like, a beautiful soul is only really seen after experiences like trauma or suffering or pain, and then the healing begins and you become a more impassionate, embodied version of your soul. Okay, so it says your soul lotus is blossoming just like a plant that outgrows the pot in which it has been planted and requires more soil to spread its roots and continue growing. Your soul lotus needs some more mud, some more water and earth energy so that it can grow and shine. In the spiritual worlds, all things serve, everything, including our darker emotions and parts of our body that we may not think are acceptable. They are actually good nourishment for your soul. The soul craves to love and be loved with all parts of you. Like a passionate divine lover, it wants you to hold nothing back and be completely spiritually intimate with all aspects and all parts of you, whether you have thought they were lovable or not. Okay. So it is hard and it's challenging to accept and embrace all those parts of ourselves and our shadow, or the parts we think are undesirable. But it's only when we do embrace all of those parts that we can really be fully seen by another, if that's what we want, or like fully embraced by ourselves. Okay, and that lover's energy, so that might have been more about, you know, you stepping into alignment and being out of alignment with how you see yourself and your own body image, or what you just see you're worthy of, or your worthiness and love. There may be some sort of a an alignment that isn't there for you at the moment. Okay, so that's what your oracle says now, Virgo. Let's go back into these cards. I want to clear up this first row: Ace of Cups reversed, Eight of Cups, and the Lovers. Very emotional row. Is there more to it? Because this looks like love to me, love and feelings, and a struggle there, but there may be more. Let's clear it up. Another 8, the 8 of Swords, another transformational 8. And then we have got the 6 of Wands. I feel like you were carrying a lot of guilt about this relationship, or anxiety or stress of the unknown about this connection. And maybe it was a connection to yourself and you just were feeling really out of alignment with you. If it was with somebody else, your transformation came with this 8 of Swords, another 8 of transformation, where you broke free of the mental bind that you were held in and limited by. The 8 of Swords is about doubt, self-doubt specifically. It's about beating yourself up. It's about telling yourself you're no good or not worthy. And it makes you think that, you know, you should stay at a bad job, or you should stay in a crummy relationship because you're not going to be able to attain anything else, and this is as good as it's going to get for you. These are all totally false and self-limiting beliefs that everybody, for the most part, a lot of people, unless you're a totally divine, evolved soul, lotus soul, which we're all striving to be, Virgo for sure, but this can be very common. But it seems like you victoriously overcame this. And, you know, this sort of 6 of Wands tells me that the worst is over for you in terms of this situation, Virgo. It absolutely is. You're already moving forward. You're already 6 of Wands reharmonizing after, or making harmonious again after some sort of strife, conflict, or agitation. And I really can see with these kind of combination that the worst of that situation is over and you have broken free from some sort of a repetitive negative thought cycle. That's good. Okay, so let's keep going with the Ace of Pentacles, clear up with the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. This is a very Virgo row here. I feel like you're very strong this month, very focused, very settled, very sure. Let's see what else we need to know. The Fool in reverse. So this brings forward our second major arcana card now. So we have some soul growth and the Empress upright. Yes, and we now have your card at the bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Okay, so this is the Virgo energy, especially when we have you so strong here, Queen of Pentacles, Sun in Virgo, Eight of Pentacles, and the Hermit. This is screaming Virgo. The Fool card and the Empress. There's an indication here that you're so hell-bent on getting what you want that you act in some sort of a reckless manner, and you take see the way this little pet here, is it a dog, is really trying to look like warn the person, its owner, about the impending doom of falling off this face of this cliff here. That to me kind of strikes me as you acting and rushing through something and not taking any warnings from anybody else. There could be people in your life, Empress card, like even a mother figure, or even just like some other feminine energy around you, or archetypal nurturer in your life, or someone who you just knows loves you and wants the best for you. It seems like you're not heeding their advice. Rather, the Fool is reversed. It's saying this is going to be a bit too much of a risk and you're gambling a bit too much, especially Virgo, if you are taking some sort of a risk in the stock market right now. There is a trend coming up. I'm sure maybe some of you have known about this GameStop short squeeze that happened around the first Saturn-Uranus square in February. And this was, maybe I'm wrong now, I believe it was February, late January, February. But that happened, that GameStop short squeeze, a little bit of a side note, happened directly after a full moon, a Mercury retrograde, and then a Saturn square Uranus. This time around, we have a similar situation happening in the stock market, followed by a full moon lunar eclipse. Now we're in Mercury retrograde, and on 14th of June, Saturn will square Uranus again. So we have this exact same pattern and signature. So maybe there was some sort of an investment that you're taking a risk on. I would consider what is happening around the 10th of June to be very potent in terms of any investments you've made, because that's when the next eclipse is and things can be just fueled a little bit more. Take the advice from the Empress in your life. The Hermit is also saying, and we have Death card underneath here, this could be quite a significant situation for you at the moment. You're about to take a risk on something this month that needs more Hermit. It needs more internal. It needs you to go internal again and really think this through, Virgo. You're about to risk something that may not pay off, and you will become upset and frustrated and burnt out as a result. So Hermit asks us to go within. All of the answers are within. Try and tune out the noise that you're hearing elsewhere, but there is one true person or group of people that are trying to tell you what could be the best for you financially, or in terms of your own happiness, or basically your own well-being. The Empress is saying that abundance is on the way for you, Virgo, but if you have to risk it all for it, it may not be worth it, okay? There may be other ways to generate abundance, okay? You've been putting all your focus, you may get a really good tip, and you know, it's just something that you need. I think you should maybe consider more. I hope that makes sense to you. And this isn't all about, you know, like material stock markets investments, but something that you have invested time and effort into, and now you feel like taking a big risk on it. For example, you know, you may have been working on opening some sort of a business, and then you decide to just venture off on your own and take the lead with something else, maybe consult with others, and kind of ultimately though, even after any consultation, you have to figure out that the answers are within, Virgo, and that's what this soul growth lesson is all around, this risk you're about to take, which looks pretty impulsive in the month of June. So let's go on and look into the end of June, start of July. Okay. 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. Okay, so let's have a look at what's coming up end of the month for Virgo. Alrighty, we have got coming through Page of Swords, followed by another ace. Wow, Virgo, Ace of Wands. So many opportunities for you between you know, really end of May to the end of June, beginning of July. They keep coming through. You are sad because you missed an opportunity in love, but that might have been destined and in alignment for you to have that connection to not come with you all the way through to June, because it created some sort of a more aligned focus for you. But there is a lesson here and a warning just to kind of get a bit more in touch with yourself and tune out the external noise. You're about to take a big gamble on something, or you have been risking a lot and just taking kind of like major gambles in life and not heeding the advice of somebody that really loves you. This pet, this dog here really just wants to protect their owner. The Empress though, you are, awards are coming through for you, and gifts, karmic gifts and things like that are being owed to you. Now, when we have this clarification of the Page of Swords and the Eight of Wands, or Ace of Wands, I should say, there's like some sort of an anxiety here about like how excited you're getting about this new opportunity, and that's back to Eight of Swords. But we've passed that. We've got broken free from the Eight of Swords trap. I'm not good enough for this. Oh my God, why would they choose me? Or why would I get this? Or like, how come I'm handling all of this? I'm not sure if I'm equipped. But you've actually broken free from that, and now you're turning into kind of like just some anxiety about how big this will get. It's more like a fear of success than a fear of failure. You know how good you're going to do at this, or you know how much this will eventually pay off. Some of you are waiting for a something of a financial matter or work-wise or an investment to pay off and show you the reward, basically. And the weight is making you feel burnt out, and if not, a little bit blue. And you turn to friends and you turn to partying and socializing and having a good time and letting your hair down. And maybe then you share some ideas with these friends that get you even more revved up and excited for. Ace of Wands hasn't appeared to you yet, Virgo, but you are stepping into a phase by late June, walking into July. I'm even going to put this into July now. First week of July, maybe, Virgo, you are thinking, oh yeah, I'm super excited about what's to come. So many options now. I'm feeling very inspired, and I'm feeling very creative and active and energized, and I'm ready to take this on. I'm ready to ask questions, Page of Swords. I'm ready to discover. I'm ready to share new ideas. I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to talk about it all, and like, let's get it out in the open kind of an energy. And you're feeling very revved up to do so. And I think spending time with friends or having a little break or getaway, that's what's kind of really going to feel this. And this is nice. We have our lotus here, the lotus that we were speaking about in the shadow of, or the veil of shadows. Oracle is right here, okay? So and look, this bird is soaring higher, more liberated, more connected. There's a more flow of energy in this representation. And so you're more in the flow of life, like this veil of shadows, Oracle said. Well, Virgo, that's going to be your June 2021 deep dive cosmic forecast. Please feel free to hit share, like, subscribe, to see more videos like this. Take care.